And we are live with another episode of BS Busters. For those of you who are watching, this is, I don't know what number. I've been doing BS Busters for quite some time now, but
well, it's the final one for October, so we could say that's the 4th of October one.
We could do that, or we could just go with, we've been doing a lot of BS Busters, and I don't think it's ever going to end because there's always some BS going on somewhere in the YouTube gamosphere. But that's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about the news of the week, what's been going on, what's been happening, etc., 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 blah, 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 yakety schmackety. And, you know, the general news of the week, well, the general news of the week hasn't been too off the chain, if you will. We've mostly had we've gotten some more information about EA's involvement with the closing of Visceral, how Visceral was kind of like in trouble for a while. It seems to show more of the mismanagement of EA in regards to Visceral than anything else, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to it because it seems to fit, the pattern of EA. Like, they don't know. EA, it's like Richard Garriott said, EA knows how to, they know how to make money, but they don't know how to nurture franchises beyond a certain point, which is sad because, EA loves killing the golden goose.
It's terrible.
They love killing the golden goose, and they're good at it. Like, they go out of their way to destroy things that really should be around longer. And yet they go out of their way to just destroy it, which, and we can add Visceral to the list these days, which is sad because Visceral made some good games. I mean, these weren't like just a whole bunch of chumps, But they're gone now. They're dead. I mean, they're dead now. I mean, there's really nothing anyone can say at this point. They're gone. There's no more Visceral. They're done for. And EA did it. I mean, there's nothing else we can really say. It's like, well, I wish I could be like, well, this happened and that happened, but they're gone. They don't exist anymore. Thanks a lot, EA. You bastards. You fat bastards. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
I think enough has been said about the whole EA shutting down Visceral thing. Don't you think?
Yeah, but we got more information that basically Visceral was misrun. A lot of their staff was like thrown about. Like, I don't know how you expect a company to be successful if literally tons of people are missing. Like you want them to make a game, right? But literally, like half of the people who are like only 50% of the studio is available, and yet it's like you're setting someone up for failure. It's like you go to someone and you say, hey, I want you to do this project. Now, I know normally it takes at least 30 people to do this project. You're gonna have to do it with 10, and then you get mad when the project isn't what it should be. It's like, but I didn't have enough people.
Yeah, that's just asking somebody to crash a car while they're in it.
And then you're like, I can't believe, or an even better example would be someone coming up to you and saying, hey, I need you to make I need you to cook a pumpkin pie, but by the way, you don't have any pumpkin. As a matter of fact, there are no gourds whatsoever. No pumpkin, no gourds, nothing that would make you say, wow, I'm making something, delicious. Like, and then people get
Really?
mad. How dare you not make a pumpkin pie? You didn't give me any pumpkin. You didn't give me a butternut squash. You gave me absolutely nothing that could make me make a pumpkin pie. And then you're like, well, you're fired for not making pumpkin pie. You gave me literally none of the ingredients. But that's neither here nor there. I guess we can talk about some of the other games that came out before we get to the main portion of this podcast, which is Mario Galaxy. Not much. Not a lot came out. It's not really sad or anything. It's just the way it is. I mean, we could talk about South Park, but does anyone really care about South Park, the fractured butthole?
Well,
Perverts.
I didn't have the chance to play the Stick of Truth because I'm still boycotting Ubisoft.
Fair enough. That's your prerogative, man. I can't tell you what to like. You like what you like.
Oh, yes, get you. Well, I would play South Park if it wasn't published by Ubisoft.
Fair enough. I've been enjoying it. Like, I'm not a huge Ubisoft fan. I'm with you. But the only reason I got this game was because I got it for like $30 because I had because I buy a lot of Steam stuff, and it's easier for me just to like put $30 or $40 on Steam like once a month, and then if I see something I like, I just buy it and don't have any, no muss, no fuss, just get it. But I can perfectly understand why some people would be like, you know what, to hell with these people. I can totally get it because Ubisoft is not a great company, and they don't seem to they don't seem to learn their lesson.
Probably how they ended up.
I mean, like they came out with what was the name of that bullshit ass Origin? Assassin's Creed Origin came out this week. And the game is got the same problems that the other ones have. It's still got bugs and glitches. And I'm tired of people saying, well, that's just how games are. Look, okay, I played Breath of the Wild. Never was I falling through the floor or glitching out an area. But you know what? If I'm playing something from Ubisoft that's happening, and that's not cool.
Likely, I was going to say that this is likely going to be used as shots.
And people always act so surprised. They're like, I can't believe that happened. I can totally believe it happened. Why is shitty stuff always a surprise to people? They're like, I can't believe Ubisoft made a broken game. They've been making broken games. Why is it different now?
Such idiocy.
It's like, I can't believe these people. That's like someone saying, I can't believe this crackhead broke in my house and stole my stuff. That's what they've been doing. What's surprising about it now? Those bastards, how dare they? But yeah, Ubisoft, Ubisoft has been snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. Have been snatching defeat from the jaws of victory for years now, and it doesn't look like this is stopping anytime soon. So, yeah, I can't do it anymore. I won't be getting Assassin's Creed Origin. I was playing the Fractured Butthole. Or the Fractured Butthole, depending on how you want to say it. I was playing that earlier this week because, like I said, I bought it for $30. And it's a fun game. I mean, is it great? Is it perfect? No, but it's fun. And it's appropriately vulgar. But really, that's why we play. I mean, it's South Park, so you know it's
What
going
do
to
you
be vulgar.
expect?
Yeah, well, it's South Park. I haven't played a South Park game that wasn't vulgar. And I've been playing South Park games for real. There was South Park kart racing on the N64, and then they did South Park. Not
I was going to say Love Shack.
What about the N64 FPS game?
yeah, that game kind of sucked, but it was still vulgar. It sucked, but it was vulgar. Like my favorite South Park game, believe it or not, was actually I like the Stick of Truth. That was good. It's a little slow, and you know, like Ubisoft keeps on releasing these South Park games for like $60 at launch. These games are not worth $60. I would say that the South Park, the Stick of Truth, is like a $30 game.
I was going to say I thought it was.
No, it was $60 at launch, and then South Park: The Stick of Truth was $30 at launch, and the other one I would say like this one is $30, and I'm like it is $60, and I'm like these are not $60 games. Like the amount of gameplay in these games is not $60. Like you know, like Mario Odyssey is a $60 game. Super Mario Galaxy is a $60 game. This is not a $60 game. This is a $20 game, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. Whatever. No one's ever gonna listen about that type of stuff because people like to get angry and like start BS and stuff.
All right. So what's next on the news?
Well, next we have. Well, I mean, next I guess we can get to the main occurrence, which is Super Mario Galaxy. Our thoughts, our opinions, non-spoiler. So we will not be going into like in-game or anything like that. Just our general
Especially
thoughts and
boss
opinions.
battles.
Well, I mean, it would be really hard for me to discuss boss battles, even if we tried to spoil it, because, I mean, like there's some good boss battles in this game. Not great. I mean, they aren't. Most of the boss battles I've seen thus far aren't as good as what we had in Galaxy. But then again, throwing your hat as someone isn't quite as badass as, you know, Mario beating the hell out of someone with his spin attack. So, just not as satisfying.
I was going to say, it's a right back at you feeling, isn't it?
Aren't Mario
What?
bosses always easy? Most of the time.
I won't say they're always easy. I would say that sometimes they range from the early bosses are easy, but there's parts in this game that have bosses that are kind of hard. Like there's a boss in the Under Desert, not the first one you face, but there's one you face later on that's kind of like, damn, this dude is kind of got some teeth to him. So I'm not gonna say.
Oh yeah, the rematches.
No, I'm not talking about a rematch, but they're bosses who are kind of tough in this game. So I'm not gonna say it's just, well, you know, they're all easy. It's just some bosses are designed to be a little bit easier, some are a little bit more difficult, and that's just the way it is if you're playing a Mario game. Here, I'm gonna check the YouTube links to see if anyone in the chat section has anything to say about it.
Well, at least so it seems like Mario is doing pretty well, and well, giving critics of his games a run for their money. I mean, they're having a hard time trying to say anything rude.
Joel, you're crashing. You're breaking up a bit.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Great, I'm getting the same thing with you guys.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's us. I think it might be you because I mean, you're kind of the only 8-Ball 1970 says the only Ubisoft game I'm interested in is Monopoly for the Nintendo Switch. Good evening, Mr. Redfox.
What?
I mean, if you really like Monopoly, I mean, like, here's the thing: Monopoly is a game like I recently have seen a lot of Monopoly video games, and I'm like, why? Because Monopoly is a game that really, like, why would you play a Monopoly
video game when you can buy the actual board game?
When you can buy the actual board game. Like, the only time I would say playing Monopoly would be cool, would be a good video game, is if they made a Monopoly video game that essentially gave you access to
content that you wouldn't normally find in the regular board game.
Well, if you had like multiple boards, like if they like, because I have several themed Monopolies. Like I have Star Wars Monopoly, I have Beatles Monopoly, I have Mario Monopoly, I have the Legend of Zelda Monopoly. Like if they had a game that was like themed Monopoly where you could do different boards, kind of like Mario Party, where you could get like different boards and stuff, then I'd be like, oh, Monopoly's cool. But they don't do Monopoly like that. Like everyone's basically just like, it's Monopoly. It's just Monopoly. It's Monopoly and just Monopoly, which I'm like,
that's gonna be a licensing nightmare.
Well, no, like if they did Nintendo Monopoly that was like Donkey Kong, Mario, and Zelda, and each board was slightly different, but it was like you had like a board that was themed after Donkey Kong, a board that was themed after Mario, a board that was themed after Zelda. That'd be a fun Monopoly, to me.
All right, understandable.
You could do that. Clearly, you wouldn't have the Legend of Zelda. I mean, the Star Wars Monopoly with the Nintendo monopolies, because then that's just, that's a bridge too far. But you could totally do Monopoly where it's like, or at least I think. I mean, I'm not saying it could happen 100%, but you could pull it off. I think. Methinks.
So, anything else?
But yeah, this game is really good. Is it perfect? No, but it's really good. It's really good. I mean, it's a really good game. I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but it is damn good.
Define any blemishes.
Oh, hey, Splatoon. Europe is getting another Splatfest going on. It's a temperature themed Splatfest, warm versus cold.
For breakfast.
Yep. For breakfast.
That seems a little weird, but whatever. It depends. Sometimes a warm breakfast is really good, and sometimes you want something a little bit more.
A rep from Nintendo Canada says Metroid Prime Federation Force got a bad rap and says that the game was a great package.
Well, I mean, I kind of have to agree with them. I mean, Federation Force is not a bad game. Okay, it wasn't the game that they wanted, no, but let's keep it real. No game is gonna have everything you want. Like even Mario Odyssey, and I'm gonna say it. I know some people are gonna be like, "Oh, how dare you?" Mario Odyssey is not perfect. It's really good. I mean, it's a really good game, but it does have some flaws. Like, man, this camera. This camera. But that's a flaw of a 3D Mario game. The camera is just never going to be as on point as,
The camera's always the enemies, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, the camera's never going to be as on point as, say, a camera for, you know, something else.
Like,
And it's just, I mean, okay, a 2D Mario game that's a side scroller is going to have a better camera than a 3D Mario game, just because of the nature of how the cameras work and all that type of jazz. That's the nature of the beast. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, no, that's not true. No, really, that's just the way it is. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's the way it is.
Oh, and did you hear about the outrage in regards to Sonic Forces demo for the Switch? How each level is only about 1 minute long.
What?
Yeah, that's kind of bullshit. I mean, I'm just gonna.
Did I hear that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Each level is like you can only like the different play styles you can only play for a minute, which. I mean, that's kind of bull. That's kind of bullshit.
Who thinks of a sheep?
It doesn't raise my confidence in the game. If that was the case, if they were doing this, like it's going to fail. Like it's going to fail as everyone feared. And we're gonna get another Sonic 06.
I mean, look, I don't think it's going to be as bad as Sonic 06 because it's really hard to be as bad as Sonic 06. Do I think the game?
What about
do
Sonic?
I think the Sonic Boom had really good ideas, but the execution was god awful. That's what I'll say about Sonic Boom. Like Sonic Boom is not a good game, but there were some okay. They essentially were trying to create a Sonic game that was bigger, had more stuff going on, was an open world you could explore. That's something I would want from a Sonic game these days because Sonic has become too damn formulaic and stale, for lack of a better word. But how they went about it in Sonic Boom was just atrocious. And I don't think anyone can deny that. I mean, I don't think, you know?
Yeah.
But there were some good ideas in Sonic Boom. So I can't say, oh, no, you know, these people just didn't, you know, they messed up something that was perfect. It could have been good. It could have legitimately been good. But the problem is that like I said, the problem is that essentially is that what wound up happening is that they essentially just kind of they kind of screwed the pooch, if you will.
Yeah.
And it's sad because, you know, I mean, Sonic, like I said, Sonic the Hedgehog needs to evolve. We cannot continuously have the same type of Sonic games we've been having where, you know, Sonic is running away from a whale repeatedly over and over and over again. We can't keep on doing that. We got to do something different.
He's only done that twice.
No, Sonic Adventure had it. Sonic Adventure 2 had it. Where you're running.
There was no whale chase in Sonic Adventure 2. It was just a truck.
Yeah, but you're still on rails running away from something. That's what I'm saying. Like they keep on recycling the same general mechanic, and that is stale as hell. I mean, that is a stale. That's how you know something is just not hitting its goals. If you keep on doing the same thing over and over and over again, and that's how you know that Sonic. That's how you know Sonic is just getting kind of stale. Is that they keep on recycling the same set pieces. Like Sonic is being chased by something. They've had so many damn games where Sonic has been chased by something. It's ridiculous. It's like can't you do something different as an action set piece than Sonic is just being chased by something? Because it's old.
Though you could argue the same with Pokemon, where it's and as well as the 2D Mario games and Zelda games that was using Link to the Past formula.
Yeah, but here's the difference. Okay, here's the difference. Okay, like the brilliance of a 2D Mario game, even though the mechanics are very similar, is that essentially while the mechanics are similar, you still have different things going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like different
Like,
level designs and power.
like the level design, the core of a Mario game is the level design. The level design in every Mario game is very different. It's not the same thing, just done differently over and over and over again, which is what makes Mario such a great, like 2D Mario games, that's what makes them so great, is that it isn't the same level design done over and over and over again.
So they've been using the same old themes in the new Super Mario Brothers games, like Grassland.
Yeah, I mean, it is the same themes, but the level design is always very different. It's always very versatile. It's vastly different from each game, and that keeps it fresh. Like The Legend of Zelda, yes, the formula of you go to a world, you find it, you go to a dungeon, you find something in the dungeon, you go from point A to point B. Yes, that is a little formulaic, and you'd be right, but not all those dungeons are exactly the same. Like literally, there are sections in a Sonic game where it's like, oh shit, a truck is chasing Sonic. How's he gonna get out of this one? It's like, come on, man.
Seriously?
Not to mention the lack of unique shortcuts that the 2D Sonic games had.
Well, it's just very samey to me. Now, I know some people are gonna be like, no, it's not the same. To me, this is just my own personal opinion, Sonic the Hedgehog has basically been very samey for the last few years. Actually, not years, iterations. It's too damn samey to me. It's too much of, like, and the 3D games are the same thing. It's just it's too damn samey. It's too similar to each other, and I don't like that.
Okay.
And I know some people are gonna get mad and be like, you just a hater. No,
Let's see.
I'm not hating.
Sonic games have been getting better at times, but they haven't really changed other than just giving boost homing attacks and, well, cinematic scenes.
Yeah, like Sonic needs to have a massive, like they need to give Sonic the Hedgehog a massive overhaul on how Sonic the Hedgehog games are designed, especially the 3D games, and there hasn't been.
Well, there was a video that tried to turn Sonic into your typical indie game by having him wear a backpack.
Yeah, that was Sonic Boom. I'm joking.
Oh.
Sonic Boom. Okay, no, but still kind of.
I was about to say, Guile could save. Really?
Not even Guile could save Sonic Boom. Like literally, I tried to play because that song basically makes everything sound badass. You could be like in your house, like cleaning your refrigerator, and it's like you could hear that song playing. You'd be like, yeah, I'm getting totally pumped, cleaning my fridge. Sonic Boom. Actually, it's called Lonely Wolf, but it's Guile's theme.
So, moving on to the next major news, NeoGAF.
Oh yeah.
NeoGAF is basically
Oh yeah.
they've created their own like little like NeoGAF replacement. I mean, like here's the thing. Here's the thing that people don't understand. When you create stuff like NeoGAF, you have to have people who have integrity running it, or it's gonna fall apart. And I mean, we've already seen this happen numerous times. We saw a place that Pinky and
You.
and myself, and I think you too, Jewel.
Yes.
We used to go to, and the person running it had zero integrity. So after a while, it fell apart. And I can't say I'm surprised, because when you have no integrity and you're trying to run something and you have no integrity whatsoever, that's what happens, you know.
Yeah. So I could say, though we could all say good riddance that NeoGAF is falling apart, because that's one less cancerous gaming.
I was gonna say that's a good and bad thing. Such trash is getting out, but it's bad because that trash has.
It's good that NeoGAF is falling apart. It's bad that it fell apart. It took this to make it fall apart. It wasn't because people saying, well, this person has zero integrity. He doesn't actually practice what he preaches. No. It's because he was being an asshole, basically.
Yeah.
That was their thing. They're like, he was being an asshole, so to hell with him. That's basically what they were doing. And he basically allegedly was being like, here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to tell people. Okay, generally speaking, the people who are behind the scenes know what's actually going on. And so even though this jerk, you know, people are like, I can't believe he did this, but it totally makes sense when you think of like why a lot of those people left, because he probably had done stuff like this before. It's just no one said anything, because he was the boss, because they probably knew that he was kind of like coming on to women inappropriately, but they couldn't, they never said anything. They were never like, hey man, you're going too far or anything like that. And that's not good when people just, you know, kind of let stuff slide that shouldn't really let slide.
Right. I think this whole controversy happened ever since the whole Weinstein sexual allegations controversy that at the good old Hollywood.
Well, I think Harvey Weinstein was a catalyst, because people said just because someone's powerful or has power over a certain group of people doesn't mean they're allowed to get away with victimizing people. See, that's the thing. I mean, like, because people always say, well, you shouldn't allow yourself to be a victim. And that's true. You shouldn't allow yourself to be a victim. But just because you, you know, just because you shouldn't allow yourself to be a victim doesn't mean people should have doesn't give people the right to victimize you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, yes. People are like, well, you know, you shouldn't leave your door unlocked. But just because your door happens to be unlocked doesn't mean someone should walk inside your house and steal your stuff. You know, you know, people forget that. They're like, oh no, it's because, you know. You know, I mean, I've always found that to be like, people are like, well, you know, it's because you shouldn't do this. I mean, that's aside from the point. Like, just because someone does something doesn't mean you have the right to abuse them. You know, just because someone happens to be, you know, this, that, or the other, you don't have the right to treat them like garbage, you know? And, you know, I mean, you notice something very similar. Both of these people were men who felt like, you know, I'm going to do something, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. You know, you're just SOL. And that's horrifying, that someone would think that they could do that type of thing and, you know, there'd be no consequences. But apparently people are tired of there not being consequences for someone doing something shady. People aren't playing these games anymore. And I think Harvey Weinstein was a catalyst for a lot of these people. And I can't really get mad because, you know, when a woman says no, she means no. You know, that's the end of it. Go home, go take a nap. I don't know. Go take care of yourself. I mean, that's all I can really say. Just do what you got to do. But when she says no, that's the end of it. It's over.
I think we had that's enough of what we could say about the whole NeoGAF.
Yeah. 8Ball 1970 says, I've been playing Super Mario Galaxy since Saturday morning. Couldn't play it on launch day after work due to some mild sickness. It's a great game in my honest opinion. I'm digging the morphing technique. Yeah, it does seem like Mario has in fact gone insane though.
What, for controlling people's lives literally with just throwing a cap on them?
Yeah, turning into a fish. That's just really kind
of. Oh, I just remembered this one. Someone made a post about a story of Mario taking over the life of some guy, and then on his dying breath, he asked his son to wear his cap, and then once the son put the cap on, Mario possesses him and says, "There are no game overs." I'll have to find it.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah. I just need to find the post that's up. Oh, here it is.
Matter of fact, that's very creepy.
I'll post a link here in the chat box just for you guys to read.
But yeah, it's a great game.
Yep.
Nintendo has really outdone themselves. They've made perhaps one of the greatest Mario games of all time. 3D Mario games of all time. Okay. And I give them full kudos for it. I'm not going to be one of those people. They didn't do nothing.
And I can also gladly agree on that. This is the greatest Mario game of all time.
Well, I won't go that far. It's definitely one of the best 2D Mario games of all time. The best one of all time. I'm not going to go that far. It's definitely one of the best 3D ones. Here's what I'll say about the game. Okay. It's better than Mario 64. It's better than Mario Galaxy 1. It's better than Sunshine. Yeah. Is it better than Galaxy 2? I can't say that because there's certain things about Galaxy 2 that just trump this one. And I'm being a little bit biased, but
understandable.
I'm rolling with it because, it just, like this game is really cool, but Galaxy 2 just had something very pure and special about it that this game has some cool stuff, but it's good. It's not Galaxy 2 good, but it is a good game. I mean, I'm not going to be like, well,
it's high quality.
Yeah, this game is very high quality. Like,
Yeah.
This game is very high quality. It's not a bad game. It's got tons of special features and stuff. I mean, Nintendo really knew what they were doing when they made this game. They made quality, and they deserve all the bennies for making quality. I'm not going to be one of those people, they don't deserve they don't deserve their plaudits. I'm gonna give them their kudos while they're alive. I'm not gonna be one of those people. Yeah, It's alright. But yes, it is a very good game. Nintendo really kind of
hit the nail in the coffin. I mean, hit a home run.
Yeah, they hit the ball out of the park. This is one of the best Mario games I have ever played, like 3D Mario games I've ever played. It truly is one of the best ones I've ever played. Is it like I said, you know, and yes, this is a fight. This is definitely a fight between Breath of the Wild and
Odyssey.
Yeah, Super Mario Odyssey. And you know, I don't know who's gonna win that fight. Although it's not a fight that really needs to be fought. It's just, you know, one is total quality and one.
Well, I can tell you that Breath of the Wild has a higher chance because the Western gaming industry has a bias towards medieval open world games.
You could say that. I mean, I'm not going to go that far.
Last year, The Witcher 3 won, and the year before, it was Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, The Witcher 3, I can understand The Witcher 3 winning. Dragon Age Inquisition was a garbage-ass game. It was not a good game. But they just had to give EA a win. That's what it felt like. It's like EA needed a win, so they gave it to them. Even though EA is not a very good company, they destroy entire franchises.
Wait, let me correct myself. Last year it was Overwatch that won the VGA. The year before it was The Witcher 3. Then before that it was Dragon Age Inquisitions.
Okay, The Witcher 3 I can understand because that is truly a very good game. Dragon Age Inquisition, Jesus, that game is garbage.
Yeah, any game from EA nowadays is pretty garbage.
You know, Dragon Age Inquisition is not a good game. It's not very good.
So many said at least it's much better than Dragon Age 2.
Yeah, but that's like someone putting a stick on the ground and saying, "Jump over this stick." That's that's a very high bar. It's not a high bar to get over. You know, oh man, that stick, I couldn't jump over it. Yeah, well, that's ridiculous.
That's some standard.
Yeah, it's a very low standard to get over. So I'm not going to say, oh my God, you know, Super Mario, like, you know, because look, I'm saying this as someone who is a major Dragon Age fan. Like, you will probably never meet a Dragon Age fan who's bigger than I am. Okay? But I'll tell you right now, Dragon Age Origin is garbage. Sorry, Dragon Age Inquisition is garbage. It's not a good game. And the only reason people say that game is good is because Dragon Age 2 was such a dumpster fire. So yeah, I think that there's a greater chance of Super Mario Galaxy getting it than Breath of the Wild. Although Breath of the Wild is good. I'm not saying it's not good, but I don't think
Those two are going to be neck to neck, but I bet you neither are going to get it because people are going to try to downsize their quality.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, if they don't give Breath of the Wild or Mario Galaxy their plaudits, oh my God, there's gonna be like a revolution.
A revolution against not just game journalists, but the entire gaming industry.
Yeah, there's gonna be a revolution. And the revolution will not be televised because they're just gonna put it on
online.
Yeah, they're just gonna put it online.
So I do wish it was going to be put live on TV because I do wish that any video game related news should be as important as real world news on that we keep hearing on TV time to time, or in our news websites like
Sadly, we
MSN.
won't get that.
I can understand that. Here's what I'll say about gaming as it is right now. Okay, gaming as it is right now, like there's an extreme bias in gaming as it is right now. There are people who want to control the narrative, who desperately want to control the narrative, and you can tell, right?
Yeah.
They want things to be a certain way. They want things to be a certain way. They want to tell you what you should think, tell you what you should believe in about certain franchises, about certain characters. And I mean, look, listen, okay? Everyone has biases and things that they like to do, that they prefer. Like I'm a Nintendo fan, so I like Nintendo stuff. Now, does that mean I can't appreciate things that aren't Nintendo? Well, yeah. But some people can't do that. Like, if it's not what they want, then it doesn't count. Which is kind of disturbing, but that's how they're going with a lot of stuff these days. So, it is what it is. So I guess we should talk about the fun topic of today. The fun topic of today is this. If you could basically create any game you wanted, your choice.
I have several. I got plenty of ideas for. I want to create a fighting game themed around music genres.
That'd
where
be cool.
The fighters represent their own music genres. Like, for example, a zombie rock star representing rock music, and supposedly designed after one of the zombie mascots from your typical metal bands.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But I didn't finish the question.
Oh.
Here's what I was gonna say. If you could design any game, any category, whatever you want, but the only thing is you have to use throwaway characters from a franchise, like not the main characters who would normally just be like relegated to second string status, if you will.
Oh. That one I had to think hard, think long enough.
All right.
Let's see.
Like Waluigi's River Journey or something like that.
Well, I'm not. Oh no, that would be too. I'm currently not thinking of Waluigi. Thinking of another throwaway character.
Kind of like how Nintendo did with Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker.
Yeah. Wait. He's a sec. I thought Toad was a major character because he's part of the Big Eight.
Well, Toad, but not Captain Toad. Like Toad's always been kind of like a side minion, sort of. Like there are no games that are really built around Toad that were built around Toad until, Treasure Tracker, not Treasure Tracker.
Wario Woods.
Yeah, but Wario Woods is, that's not a very highly well-known game or anything. So. You know what I'm talking about.
See, I can't pick the Squid Sisters as secondary characters either because they're also major characters in Splatoon.
No, you could, but it'd be awkward.
Yeah. Probably. What about snakeboarding? The snakeboarding spin-off with Kid Cobra from Arms.
That'd be interesting.
I mean, I'm curious to see how it works. We've only got a taste of it from his stage in the game. Now to see how they could expand upon it in its own game. I mean, there aren't that many skateboarding games these days.
No, there aren't. Not sure why. I haven't played a good skateboarding game in years. Like not since like Tony Hawk back in the day or Skate more recently.
Yeah, and has Nintendo ever tackled on the skating genre before?
I think they had Skater. I want to say Skate or Die, but I'm not sure if that was Nintendo. I know Nintendo at some point had like a skater type game that, you know.
Yeah, because I know that they want to innovate a genre they haven't tackled on before.
Yeah, because Nintendo likes doing that. They're like, oh, this genre has been neglected. Let's see what we can do, you know.
Yeah. So, which is why my choice would be a Kid Cobra snakeboarding spin-off game.
It'd be fairly interesting. Jewel, your thoughts?
I think she's busy working on doing something.
All right.
So while she comes back, we should talk about something else.
All right. Okay. I guess we can talk about why does it seem that people are just totally against Nintendo about a lot of stuff. Not everything, but a lot of stuff. Like, what's with the anti-Nintendo bias all the time? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's getting very tiresome for me. That I feel like I just don't care.
I mean, I get it.
It's like everybody's thinking evil and yet are ignoring what's going on the other side of the fence.
Julie, you're back.
Yeah, I get it. You don't like Nintendo. You don't like what they represent. But, I mean, overall, they've done more good than bad, in my opinion.
So, Joel, are you gonna? We were just waiting for you to come back so we could tell you the fun topic.
Yeah. Yeah, the fun topic.
Sorry about that. I was trying to fix some audio.
Yeah, the fun topic is this: if you could create, using a throwaway character, create a game. Like, it has to be a character. When I say a throwaway character, I mean someone who's kind of like an interesting side character, but no one really cares about their opinions, or no one thinks too deeply about them.
That's really iffy because I would the multiple character creatures like one of the trainers, or maybe like one of the villagers of Monster Hunter. Those are a bit of a hazardous occupation. Then again, some of those creatures are pretty. That's just me.
Right.
And I will comment more on what you guys are saying, but I'll let you guys go on.
All right then. I guess I'll give my fun topic, my fun game. Basically, I would create a platformer except instead of playing as Mario, a Mario platformer, except instead of playing as Mario, you play as like minions, right? And you have
Like
to
you're
use,
trying to do wonders that Bowser uses.
yeah, but not just Bowser minions, but like other minions from other Mario games, like those weird flying dudes from
Super Mario Brothers 2, Doki Doki
yeah,
Panic.
yeah, Doki Doki Panic. You know, I think that would be a very interesting game.
Okay.
And
I don't think it would be a great game. I just think it would be very interesting.
and do you think Birdo's the fashionable type? Because they could make a fashion game based around Birdo
Sure, why not?
or any of the female Mario cast.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I'd be down with it.
Yeah.
But then again,
now that we all answered the fun topic, let's move on.
yes. So finally, we've answered the fun topic. So now we have to answer the inevitable kind of serious topic. Not super serious, but it's kind of serious. Knowing what's been going on in the video game industry as it has been going thus far, if Mario Odyssey were to completely just be
Snubbed.
Yes, completely snubbed. What would be like? What would I mean? We all know that there would be some hell to pay, practically, but what would that mean for us, for the gaming, for the gamosphere as it is right now? What would this mean? What would?
Let's see. Worst case scenario, a revolution. Best case scenario is just going to be angry comments on the internet that will die off in the next few months.
No, I think if Mario Odyssey doesn't score well and score big, I think there might be. This will not just be a revolution. There's going to be some serious.
I thought you were talking about Mario getting snubbed in the video game awards, not the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they honestly think that if they don't give a fair shake to Mario Odyssey, it's going to be worse than a revolution. There's
a second video game crash.
There's going to be some bloodshed.
I agree with you on that, because if Mario or The Legend of Zelda get snubbed on live air, there's going to be some heads roll. Well,
yeah, they're going to have
a lot of people getting ready to quit subscriptions and dislikes, and subs are plentiful.
Yeah, there's going to be some major problems. I mean, I'm just saying, there's going to be some bloodshed.
I'd say there'd be a backlash, rival some of the hurricanes that hit some of our coasts.
I won't go that far. I just think there's going to be some major problems, like some major problems. I mean, I can't say I want to see problems happen. I'm just saying it's not going to be pretty.
Problems for stupid.
But, you know, it might not be that bad.
There's this other video game news that I forgot to mention last week. TF2 getting a legitimate update after months of neglect. After years of neglect. Years of neglect.
Team Fortress 2. Well, I mean, it's not like they're making a lot of money off that game. I mean, I know some people are going to be like, "How dare you?" But really, they aren't making a lot of money off the game.
I read if I got the advertisement right, it's Mercenary Park.
Yep.
What?
It's Mercenary Park. It's a new mode.
Yeah, and I think they added like the one of the characters like now shoots like I don't know like lightning bolts or something.
They finally buffed the pyro by giving them new weapons, such as a jetpack.
Yeah, a jetpack which makes him more mobile. I mean, those are kind of cool upgrades. I'm just saying.
Welcome to chaos, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, today's the game's 10th anniversary, so
they had to do something. They couldn't just let it stay the way it was.
Yeah.
All right.
And they didn't want Overwatch to steal its thunder.
I don't think Overwatch is going to steal the thunder of Team Fortress because Team Fortress has like a dedicated fan base, kind of. Well, not kind of. It does. So.
I was gonna say, seem to compete with World of Warcraft for the longest game that's still.
I mean, it has been doing I mean, you know, it's been going a long time. That game has seen a lot of
changes in its both aesthetics and mechanics.
No, I'm just saying that game has been around a long time.
Yeah, since the 90s.
So, you know, and it's managed to hold on. It's like Blizzard with StarCraft and World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft and StarCraft have been
Diablo.
And Diablo, yeah, Diablo and Diablo 2. Those games have been basically going on, you know, for a long time. I mean, I have to give props to how long those games have just been, you know, going along, you know. Because most games don't do that.
Yeah, we could also say the same with Mario. He's been around since 1981.
Yeah, but those are different games. Like literally, people are still playing a lot of the people are still playing more or less Diablo in its original incarnation, which is amazing to me.
Yeah. So, are we gonna move on to another Microsoft-related topic?
Yeah, Microsoft finally killed the Kinect. They finally killed the Kinect, folks. It's dead. It's totally and completely dead. And for those of you people like, oh, you know, it could come back. It ain't coming back. It's dead.
Deader than dead.
It's done. They're not making it anymore. But you know, they might bring it back. I'm sorry. I couldn't even say that with a straight face. I really.
I mean, with the backlash of how that the Kinect for the Xbox One might be spying on its gamers, yeah, it's not coming back.
You know, but you know, it can always change. You know, other things might happen. I mean, they could.
It's deader than the PlayStation iToy.
It's dead. People get mad when you say that. They're like, no, but I love the PlayStation iToy isn't dead because you have to use a lot of those peripherals in order to use PlayStation VR. So even the PlayStation thing is still having some type of, you know, usage, I guess.
I was going to say that so is as alive as the Vita.
The Vita, the Vita, the Vita, the Vita. What a great,
What a mess it is.
what a great console that was. I'm being facetious, by the way. The Vita is a steaming pile of garbage. It's terrible. It's a steaming pile of manure, if you will.
Good one.
And I don't want anyone saying, no, but I love my Vita. Look, why do people equate them liking something with it being a viable product? You know, there's tons of stuff.
It's because they think they're entitled to their own opinions and that we shouldn't listen to what the majority says.
I mean, but my point is that there's tons of stuff that is in fact that's really popular, but just because something is really popular doesn't mean it's, you know, good.
Yeah. Like with the PS4, it was quote unquote popular, but it pales in comparison to the Wii U, and later on the Switch in terms of software sales and higher quality games.
Yeah, that's true, but don't ever say that because people get mad. They're like, how dare you not like my piece of plastic? You should love my piece of plastic because it's a piece of plastic. But yeah, Microsoft killed the Kinect. So for you people who are like, man, the Kinect, it's gonna do all this stuff. It ain't doing shit. Okay? Have I adequately let you know that the Kinect is not going to do anything? Kinect is not going to save anything. And the reason the Kinect is failing is because the Kinect was never created with anything really in mind. The Kinect was created to basically compete against to compete against Nintendo's Wii with their motion controls, and I mean that was it. There was nothing else really going on. I know some people are going to get angry when I say that, like how dare you, but that's the truth. It was never there was nothing going on with the Kinect. There were no games, because if you look at all the stuff they added to the Kinect, it was like they added nothing that really added to what the Kinect was capable of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't.
Not to mention the Kinect barely functions.
Well, no, I mean the Kinect is a good idea. It's just they added nothing. The Kinect added nothing that made gaming better.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, guess what the Kinect does?
So I do wonder what's gonna happen to Just Dance with now that the Kinect is being discontinued.
Man, I don't know. I don't know. Ubisoft shot themselves in the ass with that one. They're so desperate. Hey, we're going all in on this motion control thing. Why? Yeah. Don't ask us questions.
I was gonna sorry with attachment.
Look, man, it has stuff added to it. Isn't that neat? Not really, no. Nah, you don't know what you're talking about. For gaming. You know.
But that's neither here or there.
But it is fun talking about. So I guess finally we can talk about any extra topics that we might have missed.
Oh, Animal Crossing Mobile, which you listed.
Ugh. Yeah, I saw it. I saw
This
Animal
is
Crossing.
this is
Mobile.
what I fight for it in a sense because I don't see it as a big problem. In a way, it's supposed to be one of the more relaxing titles. And I hear it now, but this is supposed to be for the Switch. This is supposed to be on
I've seen Animal Crossing Mobile. It's not something that you would be playing for. Like it, okay, Animal Crossing Mobile is exactly that. This is not this. It doesn't have the depth or complexity of Animal Crossing on the 3DS or the DS or the Game Boy Advance or the GameCube. Like this is not a home. This is not the experience that you'd be getting from those types of experiences. You get what I'm saying?
I know.
Yeah.
This is a sample. I consider it a sample, as in something that's giving you a full meal of the game.
Yeah, it's a taste of Animal Crossing. But if you're expecting this to take the place of what you would get from a core Animal Crossing experience, then you're just going to be SOL because it's not that type of game. And people who can't understand that, if you think that playing Animal Crossing on mobile is as good as playing Animal Crossing on PC, or not on PC, Animal Crossing on
consoles and handhelds.
On consoles and handhelds, I don't know what to say to you except, man, you are getting shafted because that's not the best way to play that type of game.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo treats their recently released mobile games as just appetizers for the core games.
Yeah, like here's a taste. Now go buy our system that has this game for, that was designed for this game,
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with. Like okay, Fire Emblem on the mobile system is not as good as a Fire Emblem that's dedicated just to straight up, whatever. And if you think it is, I don't know what to say to you except what's wrong with you? Like seriously, what's wrong with you? Because
yeah, I mean, the mobile game has its own dedicated fan base already.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that Fire Emblem on a handheld is never going to be as good as Fire Emblem on a
console,
on a handheld, or Fire Emblem on a mobile device. Like Fire Emblem Heroes is never going to be as good as Fire Emblem.
Yeah, the typical Fire Emblem titles.
Yeah, it's just not because of the nature of the beast, if you will.
And while on the subject of Fire Emblem Heroes, they made a new trailer for the Halloween update, and they had the rather 1,000-year-old sexualized lolly girl Naui in a sexualized witch costume.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, I can't really get mad because they do it all the time, it seems like. I'm not happy about it, but I mean...
Yeah, because apparently being 1,000 years old means that you're free from being caught by the FBI because you're not breaking age of consent laws.
I won't go that far, but... Here's what I'll say, okay? We need...
Yeah.
I like Mario games, but clearly...
There's such a thing as dedicated systems.
Yes, exactly. There needs to be dedicated systems. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I know some people would be like, "Oh, how dare you?" But
so I think that covers all of this topic other than Coup de Grace. So now we get to talk about the main topic, our first impressions with Odyssey.
Which we already talked about.
Yeah.
But I guess we can get more into it. So, since we've been playing lots and lots of, well, me and me and
Me.
me and Pinky have been playing lots and lots of Mario Odyssey. So, with that being said, I mean, and
You
we're not
boys
going
next
into
door.
spoilers. We're not doing spoilers. So, what are our thoughts without spoiling it? I guess we can talk more about it. We're not going to spoil it. We're not going to tell anyone about the secrets. But what do we like? What are we enjoying? Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Well, I'm currently enjoying the addition of the costumes.
Yeah, the costumes are cool. I mean, I'm not like, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean,
it would be cooler if
once
the costume.
once you beat you'll get more once you beat even after you beat the game.
I mean, I like the costumes. I wish that the costumes actually had other functions aside from just making you look cool and occasionally letting you get secret stars. Like I wish they had other functions aside from that, but
I understand I understand what you're saying. They could use that as an upcoming mechanic for the next Mario game.
So then we could go back to the old school. Mario has power-ups that are his costumes. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But then again, you can't have everything. And I'm okay with that. I'm not one of those people, oh, well, if it's not what I like, it doesn't count. Because there are people who are like that. It's not something that I would like, so to hell with it.
Because it makes me wish that these costumes had functionality because I'm currently struggling on getting this one power moon that I could assume that I assume that I was thinking that a different costume would have made this much easier.
Yeah, I mean, like literally the game kind of opens up as you once you get once you get enough power moons and you chase Bowser away, that area really opens up. I guess to like the second act opens up in that area. And then once you defeat Bowser, the third act where you can get all the moons if you know what you're doing opens up. But I mean, this game is a love letter to people who've been playing Mario games for years, because everything that Mario game people would like is in this game. Like when you go to the little kind of I call them kind of like the geometry worlds, where basically you fight it's more like old school platforming, like you had Mario Galaxy with those weird levels where you just had to really be good at platforming.
Yeah.
Like they play music, like old school Mario platforming music, like the palace music actually from those palaces back in the day. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This is a very good game. I'm not going to be one of those people. It's the best Mario game ever. I hate when people do that.
Well, because we need the older Mario titles to be dethroned someday.
Yeah, but I mean, people race to say that way too quickly, in my opinion. They're like, it's the best one ever. Don't say that.
I mean, the original Super Mario Bros. Was the best-selling Mario game of all time, and it hasn't been untouched for 30 years, and we're waiting for a new Mario title to dethrone that game.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just not going to happen because it's the first. It's the original. It's really hard to dethrone the original. Okay. It's kind of like there's Miles Morales, and Miles Morales is cool, but he's not Peter Parker.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to dethrone the king. You just need to be good enough to hang with the king. And in this case, yes, this game can hang with the king. Can it beat the king? I'm not going to go that far because that's, I mean, this game is really good. The platforming is on point. The camera, oh my God, though. Look, the greatest enemy in this game is not the boss, aren't the bosses. It's that damn camera. And here's the thing. This is one of the best 3D cameras in a Mario game ever, but the camera still isn't like perfect.
It's not as top notch as it should be.
Well, the camera in Mario games just isn't like you're never gonna have a great camera in a Mario game. That's just. I know some people are gonna get mad when I say that. They're like, you don't have good cameras in Mario games. I know some people are gonna get angry. They're like, how dare you?
Probably because they think that Mario 64 perfected camera control.
Shit, the camera in Mario 64 was the worst 3D camera yet. And it's gotten better with each iteration. Except Sunshine. I think Sunshine in some ways was a step backwards.
Because those fans use camera control as the reason why Mario games were better than why 3D Mario games were better than the 3D Sonic games.
I can agree with that.
During Sonic 6's infancy.
For Mario. The reason why Mario made the jump to 3D better than Sonic is because Mario basically is like his games are more exploration based, whereas Sonic is based upon traversing the environment, like how quickly can you get through this environment. And that's fine and dandy for a 2D game, but for a 3D game, you need more depth than that, and you just didn't really get it from Sonic 3D games. I know some people are going to get mad. How dare you say that? But that's just the way it is, folks.
I mean, I would enjoy playing an open world Sonic game, open world 3D Sonic game.
But they haven't made it yet because everything else was basically just like, hey, you're on rails. You're on rails. Okay, you want to explore? To hell with you. You can't explore.
I mean, we did get a taste of that on the first Sonic Adventure game, but Sonic was also pretty hard to control.
Yeah, well, the invisible walls, where it's like, hey, you see this city? You want to explore this city? Well, to hell with that. You can't explore this damn city. You aren't good enough to explore this city. It's like, meet my invisible wall. It was like, okay. I'm not comfortable with that. You know, I'm still very much like, I still do not really like invisible walls in games. I'm still not huge into invisible walls. I don't like them. I don't like invisible walls. I don't like, because I think for me, invisible walls are just a sign of how lazy development can be for a lot of these games. Because in this game, I can say with some confidence, there are practically no invisible walls in Mario Galaxy. Right? Like, if you're going to die, it's because you missed time to jump or you thought you could explore someplace and it turned out you couldn't. But there's no like, hey, you see this area that looks like you can explore? To hell with that. You're just going to die miserably. You're going to smash into this invisible wall. You can't explore. And that's, I mean, Skate or Die by Konami. Yeah, Skate or Die was by Konami. But I think Nintendo also made a skate game for the NES. I'm not 100% sure. I could be wrong, but I thought so. But I could be wrong because, you know, it's not like I spend my time playing video games or talking about video games all the time.
Yeah. So like, is it just me, or did the game's story borrow elements from the original Super Mario Brothers anime movie, where the plot involves Peach getting kidnapped by Bowser so he could marry her?
But isn't that every Mario game? Haven't we already established that Bowser has this really kind of stalkery type of relationship with Princess Peach?
Not entirely. Usually it involves them wanting to take over the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, but why does he want to take over the Mushroom Kingdom? I mean,
because it was never told to us up front that Bowser wants to marry Peach.
Well, I mean, yeah, but he keeps on kidnapping her, and and he has a diary where he writes about how he's gonna he's obsessed with her. I mean,
Or how he has a huge poster of Peach in his room, or something.
so I mean, we can't really. I mean, I think we can all clearly establish that Bowser is got an unhealthy obsession with Princess Peach. I think we can all kind of
Yeah,
agree about that. So
yeah, he's pretty much the Bluto of the Mario series.
yeah, but like Bluto kind of gets led on by olive oil. There is no indication that Princess Peach is like, yeah, I totally want some huge fat turtle person trying to hump me. That would be great. I'm totally into fat guys. I mean, if you think that she has a romantic relationship with Mario, like Mario is kind of a short. I mean, he's kind of fat, but he's not like Bowser fat. So you know,
yeah. And are you enjoying the new? Are you enjoying the new villain characters, the Brutos?
those rabbits,
Yeah.
they're okay.
Yeah.
I would have preferred the Koopa kids, but you know, you do what you got to do. They wanted to mix it up.
Yeah. They remind me of the weasels from Who Framed Roger Rabbit because of the tuxedo suits.
I was gonna say they remind me of a better version of the Rabbids. They're like a better version of the Rabbids, because at least they aren't as annoying as the Rabbids. Because the Rabbids are just, I hate the Rabbids.
So, what's your favorite kingdom so far?
That's a tough choice. They're all really interesting. They're all really good. I guess you should say, what's my least favorite kingdom thus far? But they're all so very interesting that it's like, I can't be like, I can't say which one I like or dislike the most, because they're all so very good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there isn't a bad kingdom, if you get my drift. There's no kingdom where I'm like,
Well, have you gone to the Cloud Kingdom?
no, I have not. I basically am about to get to the metro, to Donk City, the Metro Kingdom, but I'm not there yet. Donk City seems like it's going to be one of my favorites, just regardless of anything. It's going to be one of my favorite kingdoms. But the thing is that there's just so much awesomeness in this game. There's so much fun stuff to do.
Well, I can tell you, that new Donk City is gonna be your all-time favorite kingdom out of the rest.
The only thing that would make it better is if Donkey Kong made an appearance. Like, hey, I'm back, bitch. And not like old school Donkey Kong, like Cranky Kong, because it would make sense. Yeah. How you like them apples?
Oh yeah, and you should also read the street names, because there's more Donkey Kong characters being referenced, such as the Apple Buddies.
Yeah. I know they have like a place named after
Dixie.
Yeah, Dixie and Diddy and see, everyone thinks that Nintendo doesn't like stuff made by Rare, but I mean, Donkey Kong Country, those characters came about from Donkey Kong Country, and they still reference them, which is pretty cool. So,
yep.
If only they would make another Donkey Kong Country, that would be awesome, in my humble opinion.
Well, it should be obvious that Retro is going to be making a third Donkey Kong Country game, because they're making their own trilogy. So, what's your favorite costume of the ones you got so far?
I already know which costume I'm gonna like the most. Ironically, even though I haven't gotten it yet. I know the costume I'm probably going to like the most is going to be,
Is it from post game?
no, it's going to be the Donk City costume.
The
the fedora.
the zoot suit.
Yeah. Well, the one with the fedora. That's clearly going to be the one I'm going to like the most because, I mean, it's a fedora, and fedoras are badass.
Well, fedoras have a bad reputation on the internet.
Yeah, I know, because hipsters are like, hipsters wear fedoras, but look, I was wearing fedoras before hipsters came and ruined fedoras for everybody.
Yeah. So you're a so that makes you a hipster?
Yes, I was a hipster with fedoras before fedoras were cool.
Well, my favorite costume is from post game, so I'm not gonna tell.
Yeah.
Because spoilers.
Don't ruin it for anybody. Don't be that guy.
So I could just say so I'll just say whatever. Talk about my other favorite costume that isn't post game. Either the caveman costume because of granddad memes, or that scientist costume that makes you look like Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty.
Really, I thought that was the Dr. Mario costume.
Oh no, the Dr. Mario costume, that was from the actual Dr. Mario costume is well, I won't tell you where you'll get it. It's actually post game.
All right. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, New Dot City seems like it's going to be my favorite just because of the whole,
Donkey Kong references.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, we still haven't gotten that Mario Cross Donkey Kong game. They need to make that game. Because
I thought of a crossover idea of the Mario and Luigi RPG games visiting the Donkey Kong series, visiting the world of the Donkey Kong Island.
I'm just saying,
where they had the Donkey Kong bosses as bosses. Something involving, and the plot involves Mario and Luigi finding treasure that's somewhere around DK's island, with DK joining them to help find it, and then Bowser and King K. Rool butting heads, trying to find both each other and their enemies just to find said treasure.
I'm just saying, why haven't we gotten our Mario and Donkey Kong crossover yet? Because if there was ever, because Mario is a very good platformer, but Donkey Kong Country is also a very good platformer.
A platformer for experts because it's much harder.
What, Donkey Kong Country?
Yeah.
I say they both have really good platforming. Like some of the best platforming I've ever seen. Donkey Kong Country, like great platforming.
Yeah. In terms of challenge. Let's see, how many moons have you collected so far?
I don't know. Here, let me check. Damn, it won't tell me. It won't. Oh no, sorry. Here, let me look it up. I have a total of it won't tell me. Damn. I mean, I have a decent amount of moons.
All right. I've got about half of the total moons available in the game, like over 500.
Yeah, I don't have that many.
Yeah, because I've been playing it post game. Okay, so now I'm out of questions. We can move on to the main question for this podcast. What costume should Mario wear?
Yes. What costume is the best in terms of that you've been enjoying? So the one I'm looking forward to the most, I'm just going to say it right now, is the fedora, just because I like fedoras. I'm a pre-hipster hipster.
And but trying to think which hat. I don't think I had a preference that for a costume Mario should wear.
No, just the fedora outfit. I just really like it. the whole outfit. It makes Mario look like he's a member of the mafia.
Well,
and that's bad.
Well, I already told you that it's either the caveman or the scientist outfit. Since my actual favorite is post game, so I don't want to spoil everyone of what it is.
All right. Okay, then. So now that we've done that, I guess we're done.
Yeah.
So anyone have anything they want to pimp out before we wrap things up? Anything?
Not that I know of.
Let's see. Let me check if there's any news that popped up recently during our chat.
Yeah, I'll go look something up. I'll see if there's anything that's jumped off while we were talking. Let's see here. I'll look at Porygon and IGN, even though I don't like either of them.
Now I remember. They announced the full list of the Fire Emblem Warriors DLC packs. And I'll just say I'm actually happy that the character I want the most actually made it in.
Who is that?
Lynn from Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon.
Oh, well, I mean, that's good. Reggie on the 1-2 combo of Zelda and Breath of the... Well, I mean, we already talked about that. That Nintendo is basically fighting itself for Game of the Year. and here's a little mud in your eye, EA. They're both single-player games, bitch. There's no room for single-player games. And here's the thing. Nintendo has basically built, like 90% of their games are single-player.
Of course.
So, I don't know how you can reconcile 90% of the games for this system are single player, and yet somehow single player games don't matter. Like they aren't a viable monetary option, which is bullshit. I mean, I think we can all agree. That's total. Okay, here's some news for you. Switch is the best-selling console in Canada this year.
So I'm assuming that the PS4 and the Xbox One weren't selling well in Canada.
Well, I think the Switch has done well. It sold 2,000. It sold almost a fifth of a million, so a little over 200,000 units. But if you factor in that they also sold 115,000. No, just in September alone, they sold 115,000 units. So I think what came out in September? I don't know. But basically, Nintendo held 73% of the console sales in Canada last month. 115 Switch 3DSs and SNES Classics. Basically, I think at this point, Nintendo's like, look, either get on board or get the hell out of the way with their system. So.
I thought of something, but then I forgot.
That's it. I mean, like I said, people who say they don't like the Switch, like I don't like the Switch. I mean, they don't like the Wii U, and yet everything that they hated about the Wii U, the Switch has, it just does it better. And they're like, oh, it's okay. It's weird. Like I don't like the tablet control, but it's a tablet control. You know, it's very, you know, it's very weird.
It's funny to see these Wii U haters love the Switch.
Yeah, which, I mean, the Switch is although I will say Super Mario Galaxy is the first next-gen system I've seen from next-gen game that I've seen from Nintendo. Yes, legitimately, it is, in my opinion, a next-gen game.
Ooh, and another news article from Koei Tecmo. They are extremely happy with the game sales for Fire Emblem Warriors and for Fire Emblem Warriors, and which pretty much shuts down any doom and gloom about how the game quote unquote flopped.
What, Fire Emblem Warriors?
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's no way that game could flop because, I mean, you have to remember they're using the same engine for this game as they did for all their other, you know, Koei Tecmo games. So there's really like there's not much they could really do to lose money off of it. Yeah,
because they expect it to sell as much as Hyrule Warriors. Where it reached a million units.
Yeah, but Fire Emblem doesn't have the same type of recognition as
Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
So as of right now, I'm currently thinking of what other Nintendo IPs that should get the Warriors treatment.
That would probably even be close to be either Kirby or some obscure title.
I couldn't see Kirby being in a Warriors game. Warriors games are too how can I put this? Violent for a Kirby for a Kirby version. Although Kirby is pretty damn badass, but I don't.
Since there's a Warriors spinoff for Dragon Quest, I think Pokemon would make a fine,
yeah,
by using the same gameplay style as Dragon Quest Heroes.
Yeah, I think Kirby could work. I think Pokemon would work. Pokemon could totally work. Or hell, if they made it into like a Pokemon game where they used a Pokemon trainer, kind of like
control up to 3 or 4 Pokemon in his team.
Or you play it as Pokemon trainers, like iconic Pokemon trainers from the series. So instead of you choosing the Pokemon, you choose the Pokemon trainer and you get the iconic Pokemon that trainer uses. Maybe you'd start out with 1, then once they reach a certain level, they get like 3, and then once they reach like level 50, they get like all 6 of their iconic. So like if you choose Red, he starts out with his Charmander, and then once it gets to a certain point, you know, he gets like 3 Pokemon.
And it can evolve into a Charizard.
Yeah, at a certain point he gets his 6 Pokemon. If you choose green or blue, you know, like,
yeah,
that would be kind of useful to me. But, you know, I could be wrong. I don't know. What the hell do I know? I'm just some guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that could work.
Yeah, if that were the case, Red and Blue are the most obvious choices since they are iconic trainers. As well as
you can bring in silver and gold.
Giovanni.
You can bring in silver and gold for people who for people who absolutely, positively have to have Ash Ketchum. You can throw him in there, but all he gets is his shitty Pikachu.
Well, wouldn't Red have to as well?
You love aiming at him like that, don't you?
I don't like Ash Ketchum as a trainer. I mean, as a character, I don't like him either. But as a trainer, he's just not very good.
Also, I am also expecting the champions of each mainline.
Yeah, you could
make it.
Well, let's keep it real. The overall champion of both red and silver, technically, of both red and green, or in America, red and blue, and Japan, red and green, and in technically silver and gold is in fact red anyway. So, I mean, overall, after defeat, like Gary's like, I'm the champion. Like 5 minutes later, no.
So I was actually referring to past champions like Lance, Steven.
Yeah, you could have Lance. You could have Gary with the smell you later. Sorry, blue. Smell you later. You have Giovanni come in there with his awesome. Like, here's the thing: Giovanni actually had a legitimately badass team. I'm like, why are you running a crime empire? You should be Pokemon champion, dummy. In the Viridian League.
But his team consists of only ground types, which can be easily be defeated with just a water type.
Yeah, but his ground types were really powerful. Like, he had like a Nidoking, Nidoqueen, Persian, a Marowak. Didn't he have a Marowak?
Nope. He had
no. He didn't have a Marowak. Sorry.
He had the two Nidos, Dugtrio, a Rhyhorn, and a Rhydon. He never had a Marowak.
That's right. But if he'd had a Marowak, he would have been okay.
Yeah.
Because his Nidoqueen could learn Thunder, so he could just basically destroy the water types, get past Lorelei, then get to the poison / ghost type person, which the poison type / ghost type. This is before ghost type all had hover, the levitate ability. So if he had like the ground type, just one earthquake, they're dead.
or if you have a psychic type, they're also dead.
Yeah, and then because Nidoqueen can also learn psychic attacks at her third evolution. The Nidoran at its third evolution, Nidoqueen can learn psychic types too, I think, like Psywave or something like that. But that's neither here nor there. And then then he gets to the rock type dude, and then finally Lance. I mean, I'm pretty sure his, as long as they didn't use maybe teaches his Nidoking Ice Beam. That'd be the end of it. I mean, he could swing it. I mean, look, if I could beat the Elite Four with a very impractical team and then get to the championship, I'm pretty sure that was more impractical than the all ground type Pokemon team. I'm pretty sure.
And people say that Red and Blue were the hardest Pokemon games of all time.
Well, if you chose the wrong Pokemon to go against the Elite Four, yeah, which I did. Basically, Pokemon has been getting easier over the years, in my opinion. The main story mode has been getting easier. Red and Blue were still kind of hard, though. They weren't ultra easy games.
Yeah. And people and fans want them to be hard again. Well, the hardcore fans, at least. But that's already been. I've already discussed that plenty of times, so we could finish this podcast off.
Yeah, we can. So, anyone have anything else they want to pimp out before we wrap things up? Anything?
Nope, I'm good here.
Anything? Nothing?
Nope. Nothing. So far.
Okay. So, I guess that's the end. Stay tuned next week where we will be doing another Sci-Fi Power Hour in November.
And the Halloween BS Busters podcast.
No, we already did the Halloween BS Busters.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, this is the Halloween BS Busters.
Because we haven't talked about video games that scared us.
That's right. Okay, I guess we'll do it next week. So we'll be doing the belated Halloween, because we already did Halloween, but Mario Odyssey kind of took it over, and we'll also do, generally speaking, the news of the week. So Mario Odyssey took this one over, so I guess we'll do the scary games next week, and of course the Sci-Fi Power Hour, where we'll be talking about something a little bit different, and that'll be fun. I haven't put it up yet because it's going to be a surprise, but it'll be enjoyable. And so with that being said, peace, good night. Go read Video Game Facts, favorite it, visit it every day, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz. It's on Discus. Go for it. Good night. Enjoy. Play. I'm gonna steal a line from Ms. T. Play Nintendo Foos. That's it.
And I'm gonna be getting back to playing Odyssey.